Sweet, resilient, and heartbreaking.
3 words. I would say beautiful. It's abstract, full of metaphors and stuff you really have to dig into. And 3rd word, I would say poignant.
Friendship, loss, and memory.
3 words. Sincere, nostalgic, and important. The Swing of the Sea is about a group of friends who experience a loss, and it's about finding ways to say goodbye to an experience or to a person.
I'd say mostly it's about 2 middle schoolers, Eggs and Boots, who their best friend Peter has just committed suicide, and it's the story of immediately after and them trying to figure out how to grieve his death and trying to figure out how to go about day-to-day life without him there.
So it follows 3 characters. One of them has already passed before the show has started. His name is Peter. And it follows Eggs and Boots, and they are best friends. Boots is the girl character who I play. And Eggs is a 12, almost 13-year-old boy. And so it's following them through a grief process, and it's really unique because they're 12 and 13. And so it follows them. Boots is trying to remember the last conversation that she had with Peter, and Eggs is trying to figure out if he had anything to do with Peter's death. Like, was he a bad friend? Did he do everything he could?
It's their journey on trying to remember their last moments with their friend and how they continue on through life day to day.
I think it's interesting when you have a bunch of adults that are portraying a childhood story. Because oftentimes if kids were actually playing the role of the kids, they wouldn't necessarily have the perspective to make the story more universal than just like a kid's story. So this story, while it's about kids, it's about way more than kids, and it's about looking back on kids, and it's kind of filtering an adult experience through the lens of a childhood one.
It's been crazy. I've never picked up a script and just created a character. I've never gotten to do that before. Working with the 2 casts has been really interesting because I get to sit down every so often and watch Maddie get up and play Boots, and she plays it differently. We both play it differently. But there are certain things that I'll watch her and I'll go, oh, I love that. Let me incorporate that moment.
I always really like working on things with small casts because you get to know the people well, and there's like a kind of special sense of trust among the people, which I think is unique and different than if you're doing like a giant epic musical or something, which has its own merits, but this is sort of like nice.
We see a lot of stories about the before and after the suicide, what led up to that person's suicide. Why did they do it? How did they do it? And so this takes a whole new look, and we get to see what happens to the people who are left behind. It's just so interesting because I've never read a story like that before. I don't want them to expect a really sad, horrific suicide story. I hope that they just come in with open hearts and watch Boots and Eggs really take this journey together.